Hello and welcome to another Game Train Express cast / bonus episode. I'm joined here today with Kyle the Lyrical Smith. Hello Kyle, how are you?
Hello, good morning and evening and all that.
We've just watched the EA Play event. Oh, by the way, the date is the 19th of June. We are streaming this live on Twitch right now. If you listen to this at a later date, be aware we are streaming this on Twitch, so there could be some interaction with chat throughout. But yes, we just watched the EA Play event, EA's press conference from, I guess, press conference from this year's, we'll call it the gaming season. I guess.
Gaming season.
The summer of
gaming reveal season.
Yeah, yep, the summer of game reveals. We just watched that this morning. That was on at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time this morning. The conference ran for about 45 minutes, I would say.
43 minutes too long then.
Wow. Okay. So, it took a bit for it to get going.
It did.
Yeah. So first up, though, they discussed some Apex Legends. So they're talking about Season 5, which is currently going. But their new announcements were they've got a new mode or like gameplay style collection event called Lost Treasures, which is coming June 23. Which is like a collection style game mode.
I suppose so. Was that a new character as well?
I've not played Apex Legends for a while, so it could have been an older character.
Yeah, look at us go with our gaming industry knowledge. I feel like, I don't know, maybe it was an older character. There was an Asian gentleman with a mustache that I don't remember
no.
seeing.
He's been in there for a while.
Oh, has he?
Yes.
That's how often I play. Maybe I'll play it on their new announcement that they're bringing it to the Switch.
That's right. So that was the big announcement that we got
Maybe I'll
from
play it on there.
That it is coming to Switch, and they're adding cross-play. So you'll be able to play with PlayStation, Xbox, PC people, Switch people, everything as well. So
it's going to be pretty amazing.
It's also coming to Steam as well. So rather than running it through Origin, you can run it through Steam if you so wish as well. So then you've got your whole friends list on Steam there, which a lot of people like to be able to access all that. So people,
what's like Steam, like PC versus Switch gonna be like?
PC versus Switch is going to be quite interesting. And is it going to be gyro aiming on the Switch as well?
Oh wow, my goodness! I want to see someone just win on Switch with that.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, Lost Treasures June 23. We don't know when it's coming to Switch. They didn't really say, did they?
No, not that I could see. I wonder, is it going to be the same time? No, it wouldn't be on June 23rd. It'd be a bigger. They wouldn't just drop it that quickly. While we're here, hello to Underpants and hello Dav Paul. Welcome to the chat and welcome to our episode.
Yes, that's
nice
right.
Nice to see you guys this morning.
Nice to see you both here. But there was a bit of Apex to kick off the old EA Play Live event, which I thought it was a strange choice going with Apex first, but that's just me anyway, personally.
I had hopes here because I thought, all right, they're going with something that's already existing. They're just going with their DLC first. They're really saving up the big announcements coming up real soon. Yeah. Here they come. Yeah, they're about to get rolling.
That's right.
Then they went to Sims, right?
Oh, yes, that's right. We went to some Sims stuff. So just going through this sort of trailer stuff here. So Sims.
Yes.
We've got some more Sims news that it is coming to Steam.
Yes, yep. That's the news. I saw Sims there. I was discussing this with Callan earlier before we went live, and I was like, yes, Sims for the Switch. Perfect. Finally. And they're like, it's coming to Steam. I'm like, what? I don't care. It's like, so I click on a different thing to open it on the same platform. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, maybe, like with the friends lists and stuff like that you were talking about, but I don't think I'm the only one, but there's a bunch of people that have been just clamoring for this game on the Switch. It seems like such a wonderful fit.
Yeah.
But EA still, that's their big announcement. Sims 4, ladies and gentlemen, is coming on Steam.
Yeah, and then they showed off some more Command and Conquer again, which is already out as well. But
they did announce too that they're going to have 7 games on Switch within the next 12 months.
Yeah.
And they did mention Titanfall 2, A Way Out, and Dead Space 3, just in mentioning.
Oh, yep.
So those, just before we move on, those games are apparently oh my goodness, nope. Those games, Titanfall 2, A Way Out, and Dead Space 3, are all coming to Steam.
Oh, so not Switch.
Not Switch, but Switch is having 7 games within the next 12 months.
Okay.
5 if you're not counting their announcement of Apex coming to it and Burnout Paradise, which I believe is already on it.
I was about to say The Sims,
soon.
but that's not coming to Switch. Sorry.
No, not that. Man, this sucks. I just feel bad saying this news out loud. Like, it's just not even news.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway.
That's right. And then, so after Command and Conquer, etc., they bring out their old favorite Joseph Perez, the director of A Way Out, and he was talking about his new game, which is called It Takes Two.
Yep.
I didn't really understand what was going on in the gameplay trailer when I try and find it, because we've just sort of gone through all this stuff. He's talking about his company Hazelight, and here we go. It Takes Two is another sort of indie game developed. So this is EA Originals, a little indies part of EA. And so
a great initiative.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they're still doing it.
Yeah, so It Takes Two is coming out in 2021. You play as a toy in this one.
Yes, or two toys.
Two toys.
Say.
So wonder if it will be a co-op adventure, much like A Way Out was.
Oh, I'm sure it will. He won awards for that, and I think he's sticking to his concept of making games that 2 people play at the same time. Co-op action adventure platformer, he called this one.
Yeah.
And it will blow your effing mind, he says.
That's what he said. That's right. And it was amazing they dropped the F the Oscars quote in there as well.
Twice. Even the host of the EA Play just repeated it at the end there.
Yep, that's right. But we didn't really get a lot of information. He talks about that the gameplay will tie in with the emotions of the game. He was very excited.
Something like
about
marrying
that.
story and mechanics.
Yeah. So
we shall see.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait a while to see some more on It Takes Two. And then we saw another indie game from EA Originals, and this one was called Lost in Random.
Yeah, and it was also our very first new trailer of the entire showcase.
Like a proper trailer, yeah.
So it kicked in about half an hour, I think was the time we saw it. One trailer.
23 minutes.
23 minutes, there it is.
Yeah.
Of a 1 hour conference.
Yeah.
To when they showed the first, just a trailer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it looks fun, looks interesting. It has a real Psychonauts vibe to it, I thought. Mm-hmm. Like the art and a bit of a Psychonauts meets who's Batman, Edward Scissorhands guy? Tim Burton.
Oh yeah, Tim Burton, yes. Yeah.
Has a bit of that style of art style.
Yeah, it looks like a third person adventure-ish sort of game. So it's an indie game. You've got like a dice as your companion in this one. But yeah, that's called Lost in Random. I don't know if we know when it's coming out. Do we get a date here? I'm just
Lost in Random. No
date. No date. So yeah, that was Lost in Random, and then following that, we had another new game reveal, and this is Rocket Arena. So this was a first look at Rocket Arena, which is a 3v3 shooter style, but everyone only has rockets as the guns. So you have different types of rockets, but everyone is using rockets as guns.
They do have their own separate abilities as well. So it's very Fortnite / Overwatch looking, like cartoony and fun, tongue-in-cheek sort of thing. And it looks like you'll be knocking people off, kind of like Smash Brothers style to get a KO. I guess, I imagine you'll be trying to get take their health down, but it looks like one of the main ways to kill people is by knocking them off from your blast of the rockets. Everything seems to be on a high up, either on an island or high up on a mountain.
Yep.
And then you float back up, as you respawn. Looks pretty fun. There are 100 levels of leveling up, and there's all kinds of
customization.
Customizations, and I think you can I don't know if you can learn new moves. I don't think so. I think it's
No.
very much like those other type of games where it's all just what do we say?
Hero based.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say with the customization, it's all just aesthetics.
Oh yeah, aesthetics.
So
yeah.
it's not like moves or anything like that. And
Yeah.
it just looks like Overwatchy, but with rockets.
Yeah, pretty much. And then that is coming out July 14. And then they're like, the first season of the game will start like a week or two later. And then they're adding a new character in that season. It's like, why not just add the character in at the start and just be like, that's our starting roster for season 1? It's season 1. Like, I get adding new characters into games in your upcoming seasons and it mixes things up and all that.
But they already announced
You don't need to add a new character like a week after the game releases.
Remember when they like did DLC, even if it was like 6 months or a year later, back in the day, like I'm talking 5 years ago or, a bit more, people would just like lose their minds going, how dare you do DLC, back before we were used to it and going like, this was on the disc the whole time, or why didn't you? And now they have like this audacity to say like the game comes out and then 2 weeks later, we're going to add another character. Like, really, you're going to all buckle down in 2 weeks and create new content. Like, it's obviously there.
Yeah.
But,
I thought it was a really strange one. Like, I get adding a new character in season 2, which is like normally 3 months after the first season, right?
I mean, it wasn't that strange because it is EA we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's how they roll.
Yeah, that's right. That is how they roll. So, up next we had Star Wars Squadron. That's right. We finally...
Yay!
We hadn't spoken about this on the podcast, but the other night, EA showed off the first trailer for Star Wars Squadron, which is the flying base simulator game, which is like a 5v5. What would you say? Dogfighting or space battles?
Yeah, you're in your
little X-wings,
flyers,
and TIE fighters, and all that sort of stuff. I guess it's a nice throwback to the old X-wing versus TIE fighter classics.
And there hasn't been like a flying Star Wars game since Rogue Squadron, which was on the GameCube back in 2006, I believe. So
yeah, that's right.
This is the first one since then, and that was awesome. I loved it, and I've been a big fan of just dogfight games like Tom Clancy's Hawks games and stuff as well. So I'm super keen for this.
Yeah. And today we saw our first actual proper gameplay of the game. It looks like it's going to be first person only, I think, because they didn't show any third person combat.
Yeah, I do believe it is first person only, which kind of breaks my heart. But that was the old X-Wing and TIE Fighter games were like that.
And it looks like they have the whole UI in terms of like energy and all that wrapped into the console of your ship. So they're trying to make it as seamless as possible, which is kind of cool to have that.
That is kind of cool. And they are integrating it. The whole game is playable in VR, which I feel like for many people, this is what VR was all about. Like this is the fantasy of VR was specifically Star Wars spaceships, I think. And you're like, some people, this is what they've always dreamed of when it comes to VR.
Oh yeah, like imagine like a trench run in VR.
Bro, this is gonna be nuts. I'm so excited, but it won't look so good though.
The thing is, I'm watching the trailer and you're watching ships get blown up, and in the Star Wars movies it happens. But when like a TIE fighter gets clipped and it starts spinning 360 degrees and every
oh my god, you're right.
And as soon as I looked at that, I went, oh, I don't want that in VR. That looks horrific.
No, you're like,
So I don't know if it will just cut to like a third person view in that case. It has to.
So.
Otherwise, people are going to be violently ill playing this game.
Oh my god, I hadn't thought of that. Yeah. Oh, and well, they mentioned a lot. So firstly, I guess the main thing that they're doing throughout this whole showcase is a lot of crossplay. So this is also going to be crossplay.
Yeah.
Even with the VR segment. So you can be in VR and play crossplay with all your friends playing on whether it's Xbox or PlayStation or whatever. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really nice. And there's a campaign mode. So there's a single player campaign where you play as people from the Empire and the Rebel Alliance. So you switch back and forth, seeing both sides.
There's one main character for each. I think you'll be coming.
And then Then they've got the multiplayer aspect, which is a 5v5 mode. And first up, there's dogfights, which is just a deathmatch style. Most kills wins pretty much on that. But then there's like this larger assault mode, and it reminds me of the like assault maps, etc. in Battlefield, where you slowly progress across the map. So in this one, fleet battles they call it. So in this one,
Yes.
it starts out as a dogfight. So it's like several stages in this whole multiplayer mode. Starts out as a dogfight, and then you take down mid-sized sort of ships of the opposing force, and then you eventually take down their capital ships, like the big Star Destroyers, etc.
And you can do it in a team of 5 against the AI or against another team of 5 with their own team. So I thought that was pretty cool as well.
Yeah. And there's a variety of ships, which is almost gives like different styles of play. So you got your little assault vessels of like your classic TIE and TIE fighter and X-wings.
X-wing.
And then you've got like your bombers for each. Then you've got like your interceptors, which are like your little quick, fast movie ones. And then it looks like there's a healing style that can repair shields, etc. So if you want to play,
a medic.
Yeah, so you can play more of a healing role where you're like bring people's shields up, etc. So to win in this, you're gonna have to have a team of 5 that's spread out across different ships. Like you can't just all go right. We're all going TIE fighters, and we're just gonna rock and roll here, people. Looks like okay, Carl.
You're much a hero shooter almost.
You're gonna be healing every game, Carl, while the rest of us have fun.
Yep, you're gonna tank every game, nice and slow, while everyone's avoiding and sliding across the skies. But guys, my goodness, you can customize pilots and your flyers. And did you know you can unlock it all, guys, simply by playing the game?
Wow.
Is that not amazing? Is that not just the coolest thing that they've invented? Just by playing the game, you can unlock things in it. Did you know you could do that in this day and age?
Come on, mate. But
the new generation is here at last.
Yeah. But yes, Pilots Wanted launching Star Wars Squadrons. Their little catchphrase is Pilots Wanted, and is launching the 2nd of October this year. And actually won't be a full price game. I think it's supposed to be $30 American or something, or $40 American.
Really?
Yes. So it'll be like a $60 game here rather than a $90 game.
Oh my goodness, but did you know you could unlock everything simply by playing the game?
Come on, mate. Come on. Okay. We're here to talk about the conference. We don't need to bash for prior indiscretions. But yeah, I wanted my wallet out for pay to win, but it looks like it's not happening.
No, that's true. That's how games work.
So that's Star Wars Squadron, which was pretty much their biggest reveal. Following that, they showed off a bunch of sports games. So we saw some FIFA, some NFL, etc. Not really much. It was just more like quick sort of shots here and there. It was hard to sort of get a gauge on anything with all that. But I feel they could have deep dived a little on this, like going a bit further into it.
Some mechanics would have been fun just to see what the next FIFA looks like or what they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know if they showed anything at all next gen this whole showcase.
I think that was supposed to be the next gen stuff, the football and stuff like that.
Well, that's going to come out for current gen as well.
Oh, of course. But then we also had them talking about stuff they are kind of like they showed a tiny bit of BioWare stuff, not really anything.
Just kind of clips of what like works in progress inside the offices and a bunch of people typing and clicking and showing us different engines at work and mechanics and models and simulations of crashing buildings and people's faces and emotions and the usual, I want to say.
Yeah.
What they do every year.
Yeah, they've got a bunch in progress, which we assume, but it would have been nice just to say, hey, this is what BioWare's working on. Here's some screenshots. This is what this place is working on. Here's some screenshots. They showed some tiny clips, but not that much, and
nothing official.
It was really hard to get a gauge. Like, it showed some Battlefield stuff, like more soldiers on the field and all that. It's like, that's okay, guys, but
it was a 5-minute concept art session.
Yeah, pretty much a 5-minute concept art session going on there.
Poor BioWare, says Pants. I agree,
poor
man.
BioWare. Oh boy, yeah.
Oh, what happened to the Mass Effect reveal? Come on,
where's
guys.
like the Mass Effect trilogy and stuff like this that you guys were like, Anyway, so then, yeah, coming to the end of the 50-minute conference, 50 minutes. In comparison, the Sony one was almost the same amount of time.
Wow. Oh, wait. Before you say the last thing, it wasn't in this conference, but as of June 9, EA did announce that Need for Speed Heat is their first title ever to feature crossplay.
Oh, well, that's fantastic.
So, as of June 9, that's going to have... I just thought I'd quickly mention that within this EA thing.
We saw no new Need for Speed for this year. I thought that'd be a next-gen starter.
No, there was some cars, though. Did you not get it?
I saw some cars.
There's definitely some cars. Boy, were there some cars.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah. And then the final reveal, they're like, and we got one more thing. So they did the one more thing. And they've announced that a new Skate game is in development, which is very exciting. But they showed nothing. They didn't give us... Huh?
They've decided to make it. I don't even know if it's in development, to be completely honest with you. I think it's like, you know what, guys? We're going to make this. And we're telling you that now.
Yeah.
Thank you?
Thanks.
Okay.
Why take so long? The internet's been harping on this for years. Years. Every year I think we've been doing Game Train. Every time it comes up to the EA's conference at E3, and we're like, wow, what's one thing you want to see? Skate 4, our new Skate game. Yep. But years.
I think ever since we started Game Train.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And finally they're like, yep, looks like we're doing a new Skate game, everyone. And the internet's gone mental over it right now. But
not even a logo.
Not even a logo, not even a name of the game, not even an estimate of, I guess it's a bit far out, but even the estimate of anything. Even show us some old clips of Skate just to get us excited.
Yeah, exactly. It looks and sounds as if it could possibly be called Skate Forever. Man, I hope they don't use the number 4 for forever, but they probably will.
Yeah.
They probably will. Mm-hmm. One of them mentions Skate Forever at the end. So I have a feeling that means it might be like a game as a service.
Oh, wow. So I can spend money to learn new tricks like the kickflip.
Or buy new decks, Yeah. Some new shoes.
Oh, wow.
New shoes.
Yeah.
I think, especially with EA, that's my personal prediction. I think EA is like, yep, you guys can have Skate 4, but it has to be a game as a service, and there's a skate shop, and oh man, maybe even soundtracks or something, but definitely new boards, new shoes, new clothes, because that's the cool thing about skate games, right?
Yep.
So I have a feeling they're going to lean on that concept of, if it is called Skate Forever, I hope it's not, because there's a curse with calling games forever, like Duke Nukem Forever. Mm-hmm. and the curse is that it takes forever, and then it sucks.
Yeah.
There's even I'm a fan of Super Meat Boy. They announced a game called Super Meat Boy Forever.
Yeah.
And that's still not.
Look, I would have been happy if they had have just gone, look, we're just doing Skate 1, 2, 3, but they're all interlinked, and it's got next gen graphics, but the same control scheme. Boom, I would be sold instantly. That's all I need.
Make that the Skate Forever, and then just add in seasons where there's new towns or new skate parks and locations that you unlock.
Yep. I think everyone would have been happy with that. They're like, cool, we've got all the skate games in one that I can skate from city to city, let's say, through an unconnected tunnel or whatever. And then, it's like, hey, we can skate it's got, a melding of the soundtracks, because they probably wouldn't be able to relicense everything in, as we've seen with Tony Hawk, but a melding of the 3 soundtracks, and that's it. We've got the same way the game plays and all that. And, we've got online cross-play across all the platforms. It's coming to Switch, et cetera, et cetera. It would have been a really cool thing. Everyone go, yeah, that's really cool, And then it's like, hey, we've got to create a park mode where you can create parks and warehouses, and then, do up your warehouse, and then people can visit your warehouse and skate in your park. Anyway, I should shut up.
Tony Hawk's doing all that anyway. So, which is another, I think man, I mean, we're not developers, so we don't know what goes on behind closed doors and all that kind of thing. But they've totally missed the mark here, and they're jumping on because there's current hype for skate games. These guys should have been the ones, because they're the next gen of skating.
Yeah.
These guys should have been the one to start the hype, and they should have done this last year. If it was just a mention like this, it would have been almost tolerable last year. Because now, after the announcement of Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 coming out later this year, and Skater XL coming out like really soon, I feel like the skate void is kind of already filled.
Yes.
This is going to be cool. This is the granddaddy of skate sims, but it's too late. Like, I don't need it as much as I needed it last year. Now I can't wait for Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
And I'm good.
Oh man, I've lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. Remember the other year, I think it was 2018, E3, where it was just, during their conference, it was like they were talking to the audience, and the developer of Jedi Fallen Order, they're like, "Oh, what are you working?" They're like, "Oh, we're working on a new Star Wars game, third-person adventure, and it's called Jedi Fallen Order." And that was all we got. That was all we got, and that's all they needed to do with this last year. Same sort of thing. Hey, developer, what's going on? Hey, here at EA, we've heard your requests. We are working on Skate 4. That's all they needed. Last year,
there is a skate game in development. Yeah, something like that.
People would have been hyped, and then this year we could have. Anyway, it looks like they've just jumped on that skate wagon. But that was the conference. That was the last thing, and we got 10 minutes of gameplay and 40 minutes of talking. It felt like.
Yep, and we got some Star Wars. Oh, and they twice acted surprised at the reveal of the Star Wars date.
Yeah,
thank goodness you guys told us that. We thought you were going to leave us hanging. When is it coming out? And it was on the trailer 3 nights ago.
Yeah.
The same trailer they showed again. It says it at the end, like the release date. And then they're like, "Oh boy, are you going to tell us when it comes out or not?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, well, it's coming out on the 2nd of October." And like, "Oh, lucky you said that.
Oh,
Isn't that awesome?"
Oh, wow.
It just, I guess, I got to give them some slack. They might have, pre-prepared these speeches already, because it was leaked early, so they had to show the trailer early. So it's probably like they've rehearsed this chat and they've just kind of done it out of habit, and couldn't take it out. Or maybe the whole thing was pre-recorded. Who knows?
Yeah. I'm not really sure on that one, but
nope.
I think they've got Greg Miller from Kind of Funny as their main sort of host for EA stuff now. Because he did last year's one, he's done this one, so it seems to be a constant thing. So I'm assuming E3 2021, EA stuff will be hosted by him again. So yeah, yeah. Anyway, let's roll into the Lame Love Hype train while we're here.
Please,
we might as well do it, because we're doing these episodes now where we're both talking, and we can go through and do all this sort of stuff. All right, are you ready for it?
Boy, am I.
All right, here comes the lame train. Okay, Carl, what's your lame train for this week? Or this episode, this EA Play Live?
You just said it.
What?
EA Play Live.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my lame train, it was the whole thing. The presentation was just like, maybe it was because the Star Wars was leaked, so that might have been the big seller, and that might have turned this into something exciting. But we'd seen the best they had to show officially already days ago, so there was.
Oh, we hadn't seen gameplay though.
No, but we know of its existence, and we saw that really cool trailer, which was awesome, which had gameplay engine, in-game engine stuff in it already. So it was really cool and exciting. We knew it was coming, and it's a game about flying in space. 5v5. We already knew all that. So they showed us nothing really new to get excited about. Usually there's at least one thing somewhere that I say, F yeah, in a trailer. Yeah. And I was waiting for it, and there wasn't one moment, even with the skate thing, that could have been it. But in this whole hour, not once did I text someone going like, "Oh my God, yeah, cool, Spider-Man 2, or like that kind of thing." Nothing. And even like really bad sort of showcases, there's at least something that you're excited about somewhere, but this was very lackluster. So my lame train was, I guess, the whole showcase.
Whew, okay. Wow. Mine's similar. The showcase, don't give us 40 minutes of interviews and 10 minutes of gameplay. Just don't. And when you do gameplay, gosh, this is starting to really piss me off. When you do gameplay, don't just make it look like an intercut trailer. If you want to do gameplay properly, even 3 minutes, we'd be happy with 3 minutes of just constant gameplay from, like, let's say Star Wars. And there's 3 minutes to go, wow, okay, cool, we understand what your game is about. You know, just unbroken gameplay of what it's like to play the game. It doesn't have to be long. It could even be 2 minutes.
Just talk us through it.
We'd be okay with that. Like, just go, and now here's a 2 minute just gameplay trailer. And I'm going to go back to Sony's event here, like Gran Turismo, where they just did one lap of the track. That was it. And we went, oh, okay, so that's what Gran Turismo, the new one, is like. You know?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. That's what it feels like.
I feel that's all they need to do. And they can show their flashy sizzle reel at the end of that or before that. And they go, okay, and now here's the gameplay. Okay, cool. And people will be like, oh, cool, we actually saw something significant here. Rather than things cutting back and forth. It's like, oh, cool, here's some game. Oh, wait, no, we're now fed. Wait, no, now we've got gameplay again. It's really starting to piss me off. And it's becoming a real theme through all this. So please stop.
Yeah.
Please stop.
That's it.
Okay, all right, let's roll into the love train.
Wait. In chat, our friend Twanda Pants in chat, his lame train is I hated the EA host.
Oh, wow.
Yep, so that's fair enough. Thank you for your lame train.
Thanks, Twan. Thank you, all right. And now here comes the love train. Okay, love train, here we go. So Carl's letting me go first this time because I've been harping on about this lately. Yes. Crossplay. EA has fully embraced crossplay here. So what have we got going on crossplay with them? We've got Apex Legends, we've got Need for Speed, Star Wars, I'm assuming
Rocket Arena,
and then I'm assuming just about every EA game from here on out is going to be crossplay. And this is fantastic that we're seeing a massive publisher fully grab crossplay with both hands to go, yes, this is the thing. And now I'm hoping from this, other publishers will then slowly start to follow suit.
Yeah, this has been I'm expecting a similar thing from the Ubisoft conference because this is an easy, it's not easy, but easier to pitch coming from someone like EA or Ubisoft because it's not like the PlayStation or Xbox people saying it because that's harder for them to make happen because they want to keep you on their system. So of course this was the place to do that. But yeah, mine's the same. So that's why I'm hopping in right now. Absolutely love that.
Yeah. And I think it's something that we're going to keep discussing, especially over the next 12 months until it almost becomes normal. So then we're not being surprised anymore going, oh, wow, it's got crossplay. And it's like, oh, yeah, it's got crossplay. I think it should eventually become a standard thing like multiplayer is now. It's like, hey, the game's got multiplayer. Well, no shit. Every game seems to have multiplayer. Pretty much. They
haven't mentioned any of their sports games specifically, though. So I wonder how that's going to work because there's a lot of monetization between that kind of thing within their sports games. I reckon the
sports games will be all crossplay.
I don't see how it shouldn't be, but that's one thing that they've neglected to mention specifically that's coming or that's being upgraded. Like something like Need for Speed Heat already exists, and they've said we're going to add crossplay to this.
Yeah. But
like, oh, okay,
you'd say all EA projects now have crossplay bang into the DNA at the start. Skate, new Skate game, for instance, should be crossplay off the bat.
Yeah, well, I mean, by 2022 when it comes out, I'm sure crossplay is going to be very much a thing by then.
Yeah, all right. And here we go. You ready for the hype train? I can't wait to hear this from you, what you're excited about. Here we go. Okay, Carl, what's your hype train?
I'm hyped to get a squad of 5 people together in Star Wars Squadron, and doing it in crossplay because we always have, you know what? Yeah. We have some good friends. We have mentioned them here before, our good friends at the Drop Bear Gaming.
Yeah, they're PlayStation only.
And they're always PlayStation. So that they do have, and they talk about Xbox, but kind of almost the same way as we talk a lot about Xbox when we're talking about third-party stuff because the controller's better. Because that's where everybody plays in our sort of group, and we always want to play with them and hang out, but many situations like that with other friends, so many people are on the other things, but when something big like this that everyone wants to jump on, like Star Wars comes out, I'm so hyped to get on and finally just be like either, us versus them or all of us together and jumping on with a team full of just like-minded individuals in our like podcast or game industry crew, and they're taking on other randoms. I think it's going to be really fun.
Yeah. What platform are you going to get Star Wars on then?
Well, I'm going to have to get it on the Xbox because that's what I have. That's 4K at the moment. I don't have the PS4 Pro.
What about VR?
I don't think I have the VR to do it justice. It would have to be a VR on the computer because it's just going to look yucky on PS VR, I think. PSVR is fun, don't get me wrong, but it's not the prettiest of the systems that do VR, and I think it would be doing, like, as fun as it would be, it'd be almost doing it a disservice visually to jump in there. I don't know. That's a great question, especially for the the campaign. That's a good question, but like HTC Vive or something, or Oculus, maybe, sure. But while everyone's sitting back on their 4K TVs going like, cool, Star Wars, and I'm there like, yay, I can turn my head. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
And you, sir? What is your hype train?
Fuck. I'm going to go Skate only because as soon as those developers... Okay, so this is what happened. I was watching it, and the developers came on screen, and in the background I saw the Skate case, and even before anyone said anything, I knew it was Skate, right? So I just spammed one of my group chats with just Skate. I think just because of that, I have to call Skate my hype train, even though I don't know when it's coming out. But look, it's nice to know it's in development, friggin' finally. But I'll be very excited when we see more. But out of everything, that's the thing I walked away from saying Skate.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, man, I feel for them. If Skater XL and especially if Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, if those games are very good.
They're probably not that worried about Tony Hawk because it's a very different style of skateboarding game. But if Skater XL goes off, right? Yeah. If that turns out to be fantastic, they'll be a little worried, I feel.
Yes, and Skater XL specifically called out Skate in their reveal. Without saying the name, they said there hasn't been a new next-gen, like a current, skating game for over a decade, and they specifically meant Skate, and they're like, and here it is. Yeah. Like, we are the follow-up because they won't make a Skate game. Here we are. We're here for the people. And I'm down with that. No one was making Skate 4, so they're like, right, let's do this. Yeah. There's a gap in the market. Let's fill it. And then Skate are like, oh, that's what you guys wanted.
Yeah, what the thousands of tweets every year after E3 didn't give it away? Like, every year.
Nope.
Every year you go on a Twitter after the EA event and it'd be sad faces, no Skate this year, guys. Every year. So now...
not even after, during.
Now Twitter is like, boom, Skate everywhere. It's like, come on, guys. Should have been doing this years ago. But, yes, so that is the end of our EA Play Live look at. Remember, we've got more of these random things happening. Like, I don't really know what's up next.
Is it Ubisoft next? Oh, well, I guess they have the Cyberpunk reveal, which we should mention is delayed. That's a bit of news.
Yeah, when did that get delayed to?
Sorry, the game itself is delayed.
Which game?
Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, no, but we'll talk about that in full on the next Game Train proper episode.
Yes, but I mean, it is news right now, so
it is news right now, but this is EA, and I don't believe Cyberpunk is an EA game.
No, that's very true, but as we were saying, which is why I linked it to this, good sir, is the next thing we're going to talk about is the next thing that's happening is a Cyberpunk showcase, and then after that, I suppose there's a Ubisoft conference. I believe that was moved. It was supposed to be the 12th of July.
Yeah, and we're still waiting on to see what Nintendo's next move is, because they're just dropping like little bombs left, right, and center. These guys, I don't know if they're just going to do a direct like out of the middle of nowhere.
They will. So that's it'll be this week maybe.
Yeah. And then I'm expecting Square to do something as well, and also Warner Brothers has announced their own show in August as well. So that's another one to look forward to, where we could see new Batman stuff, etc.
Or Harry Potter.
And Harry Potter as well. So they've got a bit to probably show off there. So there are a few coming in. They're going to be spread out, but one could just drop whenever, looking at Nintendo, because this is what they seem to like to do now.
They'll give us a day's warning or not. They'll just drop it. I reckon they just won't even warn us now.
Yeah. Oh, no. If they were doing a proper big direct, they'd have to warn us.
Really? You're trying to predict Nintendo, the guys who made cardboard a thing?
No. Twana Pants can't wait for KFC Showcase. Yep. And what would you give the EA host job out of 5 carriages?
Are you asking Twan?
No, that's what Twan's asking in the chat.
Oh, he asked us. You know what? I mean, I think he did pretty good. I'd give him 7.
I thought it was fine.
Wait, out of 5?
7 out of 5. Well, I thought it was fine. Like, I had no issue with him. There's a lot worse hosts than that. Like, a lot worse. So he had the difficult job of making that showcase entertaining. Yeah.
So
out
already
of his living room.
Yeah, he's doing. Well, I don't think that was his living room. Come on, man.
Oh, but you know what I mean, like.
Yeah. But yeah, he's like, oh wow, isn't that amazing? And like, what would you do with that? Given that job, I think as far as the pressure he had, he did the best he could. I can't believe the hidden letters was EA Play. Like by the time it was EA PL,
the second
everyone was like, yeah. EA Play live. Oh, and then he's like, here's the last 4 letters, and it just said live, and it's like, well, that's lazy. Come on, guys. The whole thing sucked, man.
Oh man! All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up there. Anything else to say, Carl?
No way. Please end this now.
Okay, all right, end this Spin Game Train.